Hey Atlanta, say hello to Small Business Help from Apple. That's right, we're here to make starting and running your business simpler. From helping you choose the right devices to setting them up hassle-free, we can help you build your business in no time. Speak to a business expert and get the help you need at no cost whatsoever. At Apple, we're open for your small business. Go to apple.com/smallbusiness or visit an Apple store to learn more.
Imagine being the first person to ever send a payment over the internet. New things can be scary, and crypto is no different. It's new, but like the internet, it's also revolutionary. Making your first crypto trade feels easy with 24/7 support when you need it. Go to kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Ventures Inc. PVI DBA Kraken. Visit PVI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
Doctors like you have demanding schedules. Growing your portfolio shouldn't be another burden. And the last thing you want when you take off the scrubs is a call from a tenant about an overflowing toilet. Equitamultiple brings you streamlined access to vetted real estate investments that work for you, even when you're off the clock. Only 5% make the cut, and once you invest, a team of professionals goes to work to maximize your returns. With a minimum investment of just $5,000, diversify outside the stock market with cash-flowing real estate like multifamily, industrial self-storage, and more. Welcome to modern real estate investing. Visit equitamultiple.com to learn more. That's equitamultiple.com.
We work hard as physicians to take care of the health and well-being of our patients. But when it comes to our money, do we have the same condition of care? Probably not. Let's change that together. Welcome to the Financial Freedom for Physicians podcast, where we'll fight and advocate for your financial literacy. As always, I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Liu. Thanks for being here. Let's jump into the show.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to the podcast day. And I've got a fantastic guest for you, James Alexander. He's a CFP from Edge Financial Advisors, and he's joined Edge since 2019, and he helps his clients pursue their financial goals. He's also a wealth advisor, and I'm really happy to have him on to discuss his work and his work with clients, and it'll be a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so kind of briefly talk about your journey, your background, how you got started, and we'll dive right into the conversation.
Sounds great. No, thanks again. So yes, I've been in the industry a little over 15 years, and I started when I actually went to college. I live in Chicagoland. I went to Loyola downtown. My intent was to be a math professor. I have a love for numbers and everything that has to do with how they work and what it can do for us. But I quickly realized if I didn't enjoy being that professor, there wasn't a lot of fallback options. And so after I completed my math degree, I shifted over to business and just absolutely fell in love with finance. And that's what started my path in this financial world. And I graduated right during the housing market crisis, which was certainly fun. I was fortunate enough to receive a job right away, but I worked for a company called Scottrade, and many of you that may have heard of them were the helicopter commercials that did the $7 trades. And so I learned a lot in that company that really shaped what I do today. And that's helping people, first off, avoid making mistakes in their financial world, because I saw a lot with self-directed investors using large amounts of money mistakenly. And I also learned ways to optimize and really the little things that can make massive benefits to them financially later on in life. And so as I worked in the corporate world for about 10 years, I quickly realized I wanted to roll up my sleeves and help people much deeper, much more holistically. And that's where I came here today to Edge Financial Advisors.
Yeah, that's a great introduction. And so we'll dive right into the conversation. And so kind of the first question I have for you is, when people come to Edge Financial, like, what are they coming to you for? And what separates Edge Financial from other types of firms that help in wealth management, financial planning, and so on?
You bet. So the first part of that question, what brings clients here? Why do they seek help from us and us directly? What I've learned is it's typically there's an event that happens in our life that creates a sense of urgency. As an example, I recently became divorced, or I've switched jobs and things have changed, or retirement is on the horizon and I have anxiety about that. I'm moving, whatever those events may occur, something financially changes too, and it becomes too overwhelming to tackle on their own. And so we pride ourselves in first being financial planners, not just investment advisors, because the plan is the roadmap. And that is something that when done right, everything else falls into place. And so to part two of your question of, why would someone want to come to us is, first off, we have a couple of niches and areas of expertise for business owners, which I know is important on this podcast as well. Doctors and attorneys and physicians, et cetera. But we roll up our sleeves, as I alluded to earlier, around learning every facet of their financial life. We analyze the tax return. We analyze their estate planning documents. We help them set up if they need that. We look at all insurance policies, car insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, et cetera. And the service that we offer is all inclusive. And so clients that work with us, they receive all these services, and us being a fiduciary, we're not commission based on these. So our goal is to allow clients to see us as problem solvers for every area of their financial life. And so in a nutshell, the word choice I use that I want clients to see us as is their financial quarterback. Not just their investment guy. Yes, we do investments. That's very, very important. That's the engine, but that's a piece to the puzzle. And so probably the final note on this is, because we don't work with a massive amount of clients, we're pretty intimate. These clients are our family, and that's important to us.
Yeah, and I really love how you prioritize and how you differentiate your services. You talk about a lot of because our podcast helps entrepreneurs and business owners, and so you talk about kind of the power of defined benefit plans for these, and then also talk about how individuals using these can save taxes, and how they can utilize these services within Edge Financial Advisors.
You bet. Yes, that has turned into a massive niche for us, a massive strategy that we've helped people with. What is a defined benefit plan? Many listening may not know what that is. I'll take a step back and explain that. If you're familiar, of course, with 401ks or SEP IRAs, things of that nature, those are fixed contribution plans. There's a cap on how much you can contribute each year. And what we've learned is, business owners that happen to have very good income years, they max out the cap and then they talk to their accountant, and there's not a lot more to deduct off their income and write off. And so they end up paying too much in tax. And in their eyes, they're just saying, gosh, I have this great income. I have the ability to put some more away, but I just can't. Well, enter this defined benefit plan. The way it's structured, and I'll try to keep it brief because there's a lot to it, but we've learned and worked with people to confidently say we're experts in this, is the way it works is, think about your old school pension plans where, you contribute a certain amount each year and it pays an amount later in life when you retire. What we do with these plans, it's part of the IRS code. It's really the best kept secret, is we turn that plan upside down, and we work backwards with clients and say, I want to put away $200,000, $300,000 as an example a year, pre-tax, write it off my income, and set that away for much later in life. And so the way they're able to put in those much larger amounts is, instead of it being a defined contribution where you're capped at $70,000 as an example in a 401k, there's a defined benefit. And that benefit is at the end of the plan, which clients can customize. And so they customize this back end plan saying, I want to get to $3 million as an example by the time I'm 62 or 65. Well, If you're 55 years old and you need to get to that amount because you set it up this way, it requires large contributions. And so we kind of work backwards using the old school pension that exists. It's all legal, but the client wears all the hats. They have the full control. And so there's a couple of rules to abide by on this. You can't just do a one and done scenario. You have to have consistent contributions, but the ranges are very variable. We work with an actuary with these clients to run all the numbers, file it accordingly. And then probably the other piece worth mentioning within these plans is it is for business owners or independent contractors because the plan is for the business. And so the ideal scenario, if you're listening to this, is if you're in a one-stop shop, you own your own practice, or you only have a couple employees, this is where it can become incredibly massive. If you have 35 employees, because it's for the business, you may have to contribute for other people as part of the plan. But anyways, we have a whole website dedicated to it, and we've learned it's very, very powerful because we've had people retire 5 years earlier due to this strategy by talking to us, and it's pretty neat to share.
Imagine being the first person to ever send a payment over the internet. New things can be scary, and crypto is no different. It's new, but like the internet, it's also revolutionary. Making your first crypto trade feels easy with 24/7 support when you need it. Go to Kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Ventures Inc. PVI DBA Kraken. Visit PVI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Which is really interesting because, the audience and the clientele, they're always listening. They're always looking for new ways of, where can they put their extra money? Where can they save on taxes? Where can they, get more juice from their investments? Kind of shifting forward, what significant changes have you observed in the financial services industry over the past decade? And how has Edge adapted? How have you adapted? I know you've been in a number of leadership roles. Talk about that.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a wonderful question. We can probably spend an hour talking about these changes, but I'll try to keep it brief. So some of the changes that have happened is people are wanting more for less, and we understand that. They don't just want someone to pick the best stocks. And I'll preface this by saying, if I knew what the best stock was for the next 5 years, I'd be on the beach having a Corona right now. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But when you talk about picking the best stocks, that is incredibly difficult. There's a funny statistic of stock pickers and traders. There's, being consistently successful in this is, there's 5% of the people in the world that do that. And they're often the professionals with computers. But what the shift has, the needs of clients, the needs of you listening, if this resonates with you, what I've learned is you want someone to hold your hand over every area of your financial life and have your back, so that when something becomes overwhelming or you don't know what you don't know, you can lean on someone who does and understands you in a much deeper way and can direct you accordingly, give you that advice you want, instead of just, hey, how's my performance? And I'm going to grade my guy by that. We've learned this is more of a relationship and there's more needs. I mean, I've helped people with their mortgages, understanding how it works, if this is a good deal or not, what questions I need to ask, gifting strategies, right? These laws they don't teach these laws in school. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're focused on your business. You want someone working hard for you in all of these financial areas so that you can feel at peace with that. I would say, in short, that's the biggest shift, is they want someone who is more holistic with everything. And then, it even stems back to legacy for these clients of, when I'm no longer here on earth, how can I better make an impact? So we talk about that with them. There's a lot more conversations than just the numbers. And it's ironic because me being the numbers guy, I absolutely love it. But I've learned that's just the means. It's the end that's more important, and the satisfaction of I've done everything with my money within all the rules. And, I'm a big chess player. I'm playing this chess game and I'm optimizing every piece to get what I want out of life. And it's pretty neat just to see that those results happen for some clients.
And I really love your, again, I love how you've, your approach and the answer to that question. And it, brought so many thoughts and insights while you were talking. One thing was, your transition to personalized advisory roles. So and then customized investment management, and talking about just kind of evolution of how you're keeping up with the times. We have around 10 minutes remaining. One thing that I want to touch on is, especially in today's economic climate, what are your thoughts on future trends in investment management and financial planning, especially given this new AI wave that's coming and how it's going to impact industries? I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Of course, it's such an important topic because AI is here. Whether we like it or not, I think it's actually very, very powerful, but some are concerned about it, and I understand. But it's here, and it's coming faster than we originally thought. One of the benefits, just stepping back briefly on AI, that is pretty neat to share with all listening is, what some people used to be able to do in 1 hour, using AI, they can do in 3 minutes. And so what's so powerful about that is efficiency and without compromising effectiveness. And so when you extrapolate that over the entire economy, people are worried that there's less workers now because more baby boomers are retiring, and millennials and Gen Zers aren't having the standard career path sometimes. Well, even if there's less workers contributing to the economy, we're more productive. And so this aspect of gross domestic product, which is the output of the economy, can be higher and higher and higher because of the productivity. So pretty neat thing. But when it comes to our world and artificial intelligence, what people are able to have now is everything at their fingertips. Your estate planning documents, your tax returns, you have a portal with everything in there automatically uploaded. Everything's live on this app for them, updating real time. They can send us messages via this app. They send us their documents. We can summarize it for them in 10 minutes using AI. It's allowing them to have access to information and more questions answered faster than ever before, again, without compromising the personalization. And so I think that's so powerful for us is we're wanting more information faster as well. And AI is able to have us do that. And I think that's neat.
Yeah, there's no doubt that AI is going to really have a tremendous impact. And, there's a lot of people believe that the AI is going to get so good that it's actually going to surpass, what humans are going to be able to do. So it's like kind of like up to humans, especially with to be in kind of these more leadership, managerial, supervising roles. They have to supervise the software, the AIs, because you've had leadership and experience and you manage junior staff and kind of, if we have to go into this world, we're managing different, what leaderships have they learned, especially within your role, and then you've grown to be partner. How do they influence your current practice?
Oh, yes. Gosh, probably the first thing that sticks with me is, when you become a problem solver as an advisor, there's a lot of analytics to it, right? You're using your left brain, and AI is going to be able to probably replicate most, if not all of that. It's how do we optimize using that chess game, right? That's the back end. But the right brain component that I've learned, especially managing others, is, when people come to us, they certainly want the solutions, but they don't just want the delivery of the solutions. They want options. They want them to understand them in their feelings, how they grew up with money, what motivates them. I think it's hard for us to believe that AI will be able to do that. It certainly can learn some personalities, but really having that touch around, is a person-to-person interaction, that's most powerful. Because there are times when I've come to a solution and I talk to the client and I can just tell that this is not going to be motivating enough to them to execute a Roth conversion strategy at the exact optimal math that we say. So we scale it back to make sure that it is motivated while it still makes sense. And, clients will call me too. They'll say, this election's upcoming, right? I'm worried about an election. I'm worried about my daughter. Having those conversations and putting them at peace is hard for AI to do. And so I've learned from managing those that understand what makes each of us tick and solves those problems using the right brain instead of the left brain. Those are the ones that earn trust. It's not just knowing your craft, which is the foundation, but that's critical. And I really hope this industry keeps shifting that way. I'm seeing it. But it's so important to be able to do a good job for everybody and really have them lean on you, which is our goal.
I really love that answer. And so, because one thing that's really touches hard when I was talking to you is this idea, because a lot of the audience, they've got families and careers and balancing professional and personal life. And how do you maintain, you're very successful in your career. How do you maintain a healthy work-life balance or integration while fulfilling your responsibilities as a advisor?
No, it's such a good question. You may ask my wife, and she may feel otherwise, that he's not balancing, but I certainly try to. I set boundaries for hours. Certainly, I want people to know I'm available. But what we've done here is we've built a team where the clients I work with, they're not just working with me; they're working with my associate advisor, my client service associate. And then we have an investment team that even can talk to clients behind the scenes as well. And so we want people to know that this is a team approach, and we want them to meet everybody so they're comfortable. And the reason I'm sharing this as it relates to the personal work-life balance is I am one person. I'm not available all the time for every single person when they want, but somebody always is. And so most people, once they're comfortable with the team around them, they just want their questions answered by the right person. And so that for business owners listening as well, highly encourage looking at that as an option to have team-based approach instead of just you being the be-all end-all for your clients, because time is valuable. And, I've got a 5.5-year-old son, and, he's excited we're recording this on Halloween. He's excited for Halloween. I want to be able to be there for him without my clients ever feeling like I'm not there for them as well. And team-based approach really does a good job of solving for that.
I really enjoyed this conversation. And so how can people find out more about you and connect with you and find out more about Edge Financial Advisors, see if it's a good fit and see if they want to work with you?
Certainly. Our website is edge, EDGE, F as in Frank, A as in Apple.com, edgefa.com. I'm right there on the website. You can contact me directly there. On our website, we also record an education podcast around financial tips. So certainly those are all free to listen to. And then those that might be interested in that defined benefit plan, we have a separate website for that. It's called yourretirementaccelerator.com. So there's another nugget for you there.
Yeah. And again, thanks so much for coming on. And I'm so glad you were to be on the podcast, sharing your experience and your wisdom, and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. And thanks again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Ready to diversify outside the stock market? Equity Multiple brings you streamlined real estate investing. Access vetted, cash flowing opportunities from anywhere. Start today with just $5,000 at equitymultiple.com.
I'm excited that you made it for another episode. You are truly the best. If you've been following the show for a while, you know that my passion is to bring you the education you need to find your path to financial freedom. Please come back week after week for new content, new resources, and great guests. Until then, if you haven't already, please be sure to check out the website, www.drchrislumdphd.com for more support. I'll see you next week.